Oh, that's just great! I really saw that woman in this shop a minute ago. It's one of my favourite slogans of all time. And yes, I've never done this with Thomas, but I did this with Luke. In fact, I've never done this before with two trains as well here. And yes, we've got Thomas himself, but I'm actually just going to show you something along the way here. I might turn Thomas off maybe, or maybe we could just turn Thomas off when he is on site. Maybe we can see his face along the way though. And I'm actually just going to show you one peculiar thing about Thomas here. You know, Thomas Tank, of course. I haven't, tried this classic Trackmaster Thomas here. And I'm actually just going to unscrew it here because I want to show you on basically how I've actually recharged Thomas, of course. I nearly said Thomas, didn't I? In fact, if you remember the previous videos I've made recently in 2019, I've actually made a clone of Thomas called Thomas with an extra, wheel at the back, eh? And it's interesting, I've actually noticed that this toy has no battery leakages, of course. And what you have to look out for is that when you play with toys with batteries on them, you have to be very careful when you play with them, because as soon as you get into them, you have to be very careful when you play with them, because when your toy gets really laggy and slow in terms of the battery's energy, of course, if the battery dies, then this will actually corrode the springy battery terminals, and so with that side here. You have to look out for some rust here as well, along the way, of course. And that's really, very important about these toys along the way here. I'm going to re-screw Thomas along the way here. How do you do it? Of course, you have to reset the switch. I don't know, it's sort of quite very classical in the way it is. It's a bit like the good old Tommy Thomas where you had to open these tabs, but this is different. This is more like, it's a bit like the other engines that we have now. This is like what we call now, like, you have to re-screw. It's like the screw in Thomas, I would call it here. And I'm going to recouple Thomas to his train here. That's the one he pulls, of course. Got to do a bit of hard work, eh? On the island of soda, eh? And it's funny, I've actually realised that playing with trains is really fun indeed. And I've actually realised there's one interesting piece right in the top middle here. Is that section there. That's like a stop and go section there, and if I do that, in fact the lever is broken, of course, because it's made out of cheap plastic, it stops Thomas. And if I do that, yes, off he goes. Brilliant indeed. In fact, I'm going to show you the same thing again. I'm going to do that, wait for Thomas to basically stop at the station, although there's no station here. You know what, there's actually one decoration here I might probably put from this box of train goodness here. Sorry for the very dark scenery, because we are coming close to a very dark part of the video here. In fact, it's getting really, really dark because our days are getting shorter now, coming up to winter now, and our nights are getting longer. And we're gonna basically give Thomas a go. Oops, I've just moved the station just a bit though, and maybe this side here, more like that, right? Let's give Thomas a go. Yeah, that's the fun when you play with trains, baby. Oh yeah. And yes, I've actually damaged the box. I've actually ripped the box when I was trying to grab it, because, mind you, I was actually really scared about showing my face at this time of year, because if I did show my face, I'm actually going to be really nervous, because I tend to show my face when the weather is warm and hot. And I don't feel like I'm really comfortable at showing my face when I'm vlogging at cold times, I would say. It just makes me feel really depressed, I would say. I've only made 5 vlogs, so I was about to do a 6th vlog on Saturday, on the 21st of September, and I thought, nah. But anyways, let me just go ahead and take a look at these very brand new toys by Flip Flap, of course. 2 of these brand new Flip Flap toys. There's one which is like a British wildlife collection toy, and the other one is like something that would actually help to bless the rains down in Africa. Let me start with this one here. It's the white-breasted cormorant fishing flock toy pack, £21.99. Well, let's call it £22. Look out for these prices rises, baby, because once these prices rise, it starts to become an ultramatic headache. It's more like an ultra headache. I can tell you guys, I am actually oh goodness me, I must have derailed Luke now. And this is what we have. Looks like a cormorant almost to eat some sort of weird sardine fishy thing. I bet you Thomas really hates fish now. We'll just go ahead and I'm just referring to the fact that that little blue tank engine here really thinks fish are extremely smelly, which is the normal part when it comes into the way fish are. There you go. I've just repacked all of the cormorants and also the fish as well. There's one of the little sardines here. Oh, great. What am I doing here? In fact, what I might do is I might move this layout just a bit there so that I won't derail Luke. Okay, there you go. In fact, there's one of the little sardines here. There's one of the cormorants here as well. It's funny, I've actually realised that this is now like the current design of these cormorants. I initially thought the water bomb base would have been much better for this, but I would guess that this is actually a very perfect looking design for a bird like that. And I love the wing design as well. It sort of looks very funky as well, right? I love the fact it looks sort of like that. Very cool indeed. And let's do the other one, of course. And I'm pretty sure they don't actually have names, which is very disappointing. But there's another product here which will have a totally different story. In fact, I love the way that these products are designed. Yeah, in fact, I actually love that. I also like the eyes and also the yellow part, of course, here. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure there is a term for the birds here. Let me just find out what it was. I'm pretty sure, if I can remember, there's actually one part of the bird world here. In fact, I might go ahead and repack this product. Oh, pardon me, I've just burped. And there's one term here that really refers to one thing that I've actually researched about what the cormorant has. In fact, it's actually quite very extraordinary. And there's something similar to that of cormorants and pelicans, and I'm pretty sure there's actually something I have to research because, to be quite honest, I haven't used the computer, I haven't turned the computer for quite a long time, eh? And I'm actually just going to show you what it is though. And I'm pretty sure I'm just covering the word cormorant. In fact, I might go ahead and repack this product now without even dozing about, you know, just leaving the whole toy view just go bust and just literally doze off and just think, this toy view is boring, eh? I don't know what nonsense I'm literally just referring to, but that's just the way it is, eh? And I'm just repacking and repacking. There you go. Love the hooked beak on these types of birds, eh? And that's that product done. In fact, looks like Thomas and Luke, they're literally just scuttling away really fast. And I've just grabbed the smelly looking, nice looking sardines, or pilchard, whatever we're going to call them. I say pilchard, or you say sardine, or you say sardine, or I say pilchard. Maybe it's vice versa, of course. And, oh my goodness me, the internet just died out. How weird is that, eh? I think the part of the cormorant I actually think, what I'm actually trying to say is that there is actually one part of the cormorant that I've actually known of, and I think it's called the gular muscle, if I remember. I don't think I could put up a very good title, of course. And I'm just sort of thinking, quite weird, isn't it, eh? When I'm just looking at the way things are done and things are setting up. In fact, I might go ahead and head straight to the computer, maybe later on, eh? But let me just go ahead and just take a look at this shelduck flock. It's actually called the Headland Coastline Shelduck Flock 12 pack, £21.95. It looks like a very weird fat version of Azumaril with a couple of seashells with a shelduck, which looks more like a male mallard. Then you've got a female shelduck, and there's also a little shell here as well. Really cool indeed, eh? In fact, I might go ahead and unpack this because I'm really desperate for the internet, of course. Actually, I might go ahead and show you something along the way. And, oh wow, there's pictures of other dugongs or the manatees, eh? Quite amazing, of course. Quite interesting. And, I don't know what it is though, but let's try and find out what it is. I'm pretty sure, by tapping the word cormorant, There's actually something really amazing here about the cormorants, and I've actually seen it so many times, and it's very similar to pelicans because they've got, what is that, the gular skin, or the gular muscle there? I'm pretty sure it's the lures and the gular skin. There it is there. I think it's called the throat sac or the gular sac. I'm pretty sure, if I show you what it is though, that's what it looks like. And I think there's some birds like sage grouse and the frigate birds, they have these. That's what they have. And look at this. This is what it's called. It's the gular missile. I'm not quite sure what it is. Did I just say the word missile? Maybe these are missile birds. How weird is that, eh? And I think these are like, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's like a piece of featherless skin that is quite low, and it joins the lower mandible of the beak to the bird's neck here, so it's like that. And yes, the gular skin is often coloured, contrasting with the otherwise plain black or black and white appearance of the bird, and this presumably serves some function in social signalling, since the colours become more pronounced in breeding adults. That's very interesting, I suppose, about the gular folds or the gular skin. I never heard of that. Of course, it's more like the throat skin, of course. So that's what it is. I think that's the hook bill. I'm pretty sure that's what the gular part of the bird is. In fact, if I go to the great cormorant, there's that. You can see that there's the gular skin here, right there, on this bird here. And this is a bird photographed in the land down under. Of course, it's from Victoria in Australia. Very nice, of course. Let's go back to the toy view because we don't want to waste some time here. In fact, my videos are getting contagiously long. It's more like congestive. I don't know what I'm saying. It's going to be more like a congestively long, I would say. Let's just dunk these products down, otherwise I'd run out of time. Any more? No. That's about it, eh? Let's take a look what we have. This is a male. Is it female or male? I think it's a male shelduck by the looks of it. Looks like a. I don't know what it is, but it just looks like a mallard. And it's got a an orange half and a white half of the hump here. Then there's the female here. It's sort of nice, isn't it, when you have these types of birds like that, I suppose. And there's another one of these. In fact, they're all the same. But let me just go ahead and show you what the shells look like. That's an oyster, of course. And this one here looks more, I think it's a navel shell. It looks more like a navel shell, of course. That one's also a navel shell too. And we've also got what looks like to be a cone shell. And that also looks like a cone shell. And I'm pretty sure that's your archetypal shell. And you've also got these freaking rabbits, which look like a fat-looking, chubby version of Azumaril from the Pokemon franchise. Quite interesting, I'd say. I mean, I would call it Peekaboo, but I think that refers to it more as Meryl, who is like that water mouse Pokemon, I would say. Well, anyways, I think that's just about it, guys. I love these cute little bunny rabbits, eh? They look very, very small indeed, eh? Well, to be quite honest, I'm really glad I'm just, making this sort of video for YouTube, because, like I told you guys, I'm just glad we've got trains. I'm just glad we've got a bit of research from the computer as well. And to be quite honest, I actually haven't looked at the weather. In fact, I might do that in a separate video, because I just feel like I'm just sick and tired of cold weather now. But anyways, I think that's just about it in this video. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you'd lasted this long in this video, and you know what I'm going to say next, don't you? Thanks for watching, and bye for now. And guess what? You're able to see these trains running along the whole road. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.